Hey, it's Tim Brown, and today I'm going to be talking about SEO for Google Maps. I'm going to share with you 6 advanced or extreme techniques that you probably haven't heard before. But in the meantime, I'm going to cover some basics. First of all, if you didn't watch my coworker, colleague, teammate, Cody Warren's video, check it out in the description below. It talks through the basics of SEO for Google Maps. Beyond that, if you haven't yet, here are the 4 basic techniques that you really need to make sure that you're covering. 1, ensure that you've filled out all the relevant fields. Make sure that you have the correct service area, the right hours. Make sure you have your website in there. List your specific offerings in the description of your company. And when appropriate, use the right keywords that you're trying to show up on Google for, because Google does pull that description in when it's making its decision about who to show. Second, have you added all the relevant categories? So I know that Cody walked through how to add categories. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. But here's the deal. Maybe you could add a couple more categories that are relevant. And 3, add more quality photos. So if you haven't yet, this is a huge opportunity. Most people don't add a lot of photos, and that's a big piece to what makes their Google My Business listing look bland. 4, get as many great reviews as possible and consider rewarding your employees for getting another review. All right, now we're going to move on from basic to pro. Pro tips here. First, respond to all reviews, good and bad. Professionally and cheerfully resolve disputes. And then ask for keywords in your reviews. If it's somebody that you know, and you have good rapport with them, ask for certain things to be mentioned. And then also add keywords to the replies. That's probably the number one thing that you can go do now. I'll be honest, I just recently did this. I added some keywords into the replies to those reviews. To me, that's a great way to be able to, in the conversations, in replies, you have a lot more freedom than just, telling people to throw in keywords. 2, list your business in other directories. We suggest 100+ directories. I'm going to put a link in the description to a large database of local directories that you can use. It's from Whitespark, which is another SEO service that's amazing. And then they also have a local directory listing service that goes up to like $600, but it's super, super comprehensive. And I would suggest using that if you've done local directory listings before and you have inconsistencies. Let's say you've used several different services and you might have different addresses and different phone numbers. What you need is to get all those consistent. Whitespark's, I think it's like a $600 top end service, really comprehensive, goes and cleans up all of that for you, and very powerful, super useful if you have a lot of history on your domain. All right, 3, make your link in Google My Business, yourwebsite.com/?GMB. Why would you do that? Well, a lot of people don't know how much traffic they're getting from Google My Business. So when somebody goes and sees you in the maps and they click your website, how many people are doing that? Do you know? Most people can't, because Google doesn't have a natural way to filter just Google My Business traffic. So this is a great way for you to be able to have that ability to do that over time and to know if what you're doing on your map listing is working, because then the clicks from GMB will go up over time. All right. 4, corresponding landing pages with keyword-rich meta titles and descriptions. So if you are trying to rank in certain cities, first of all, you do want to have those Google My Business listings when appropriate, when you have an actual location there, and then a corresponding landing page, because that is huge. And even if you don't have a Google My Business page for that city, oftentimes you can come up in the map, even if you don't have that city specifically, especially if it's in the region, if it's in the area. So you need landing pages for specific cities if you want to rank there. And using the keywords in the meta titles and descriptions is a pro tip. And then lastly, you need to use click-through focus language, not just the keywords. So, hey, when I first started out, I was just stuffing the keywords into my meta titles. I wasn't thinking about humans, right? I wasn't thinking, hey, what would I click on? Now, a great way to get inspired is to actually go and look at the Google ads that people are putting for what you're trying to rank for and see, hey, what do they use? Oh, they use a guarantee. Oh, they use 5 stars. Oh, they use the number one, plumber in this area, 100% guaranteed. What are those pieces? If you didn't have to if it wasn't just about ranking, what are those pieces about? That's about click-through. You need to get people to click through on your results. So you need to find a blend of keywords and something that's going to catch their attention, something that's going to increase the click-through rate. Because at the end of the day, when those two are up head to head, and the one that both has keywords and has a little bit of click-through focused language, something that actually catches people's attention, that one's going to win because the click-through rate goes up, and thus Google says, oh, that's what people want. So give the people what they want, use click-through focused language. All right, that's pro techniques. So we covered basic, we covered pro, and now we're going advanced, extreme Google ranking on maps. All right, I know you're excited, so let's get into it. 1, location-based keywords in the anchor text of inbound links to your domain. Now, if you're on our team, that wouldn't be super advanced, but if you're in the general population, do you have people linking back to your website with a location in the text that's linking to you? That is a huge piece of what Google is looking at when it's saying, oh, is this one about, let's say it was Birmingham roofers. Let's look at it. All right, well, this one has Birmingham in the text that's linking to it. That's a great sign that this roofer is from Birmingham. And the more you have of those, up to a certain threshold, the better. You also just want to have, 2, a good quantity of inbound links to your domain from locally relevant domains. So domains for, let's say, a organization in your area, a chamber of commerce. We're in Minnesota. Maybe it's a Minnesota Chamber of Commerce. Maybe it's MinPost. Maybe it's, if you're in Texas, maybe it's Texas, homeowners.com. It's ultimately about finding domains that are about your area, because that's a great sign to Google. It's relevance. You need to have relevance from the domains that are linking to you. And number 3, get links from local websites through sponsorship. So you can go to organizations, be part of them, but you can also sponsor places. For instance, one way to do this would be to use a search operator. Search operator, you basically just put it before your search. It's in title, so no space between that. In title, : sponsors, in quotes, Minneapolis, or your city, in quotes, Minneapolis, and then search. So what this is going to do is it's going to look for places that have sponsors on their website, and a lot of times it's organizations and events. And what you're looking for are authoritative organizations and events that will let you sponsor and get a link back, ideally from their homepage, that are in your area. So once again, those relevant focused domains. And what you can do is, once you make that search, right? We said in title, : sponsors, in quotes, Minneapolis. Then I'm going to have you add an ampersand num equals 100 at the end of the URL that you just searched. So now when you do that, what it's going to do is Google's going to show you 100 listings instead of 10. You guys like that? I got the hook tattoo. That's commitment. That's commitment, guys. Are you that committed to your business that you're going to go out and do these advanced extreme techniques today? I hope so. All right, so let's get back to it. Ampersand num equals 100. It's going to bring down 100 of those on that page. And then what I'm going to have you do is download Moz Bar. Moz Bar, BAR. And what that's going to allow you to do is create a CSV with all 100 of those in it. So then you can sort by domain authority and actually reach out to them. How are you going to reach out to them? How would I get a sponsorship, and what is the way to go about doing that? All you got to do is just say, hey, we're looking to sponsor some events or what have you in the area, whatever it happens to be, and say, hey, we've got a budget of $300 or we've got a budget of $500 or whatever it happens to be. And to be honest, that if it's a domain, if it's on the homepage of that domain, it's worth that amount, especially if it's above, let's say, 30 domain authority. If it's on the homepage, it's worth it. So it's a great way to get links, great way to be a part of your community. It's a great way to get more domain authority. Number 4, Rank Math's local schema. So a lot of you may be using Yoast right now, and I'm gonna just throw it out here. You might be being a little bit of a silly goose. I also used to use Yoast, and there's just a lot more built-in functionality in the plugin Rank Math. And yes, you know, if you're really into SEO, maybe you followed along, and there was some security vulnerabilities in Rank Math in the early days, and it's since been remedied, and it's a wonderful plugin with a lot more functionality. And essentially it's what Yoast used to be until Yoast started taking all of the best functionality and making it paid functionality. So Rank Math is a wonderful option, and all you need to do is go in and set up your local address, phone number, and so on in Rank Math, and it will do the rest. It will give you local schema, and it's wonderful. If you're interested in the specifics on that, I'll put the link to a video that our teammate Cole put together about setting that up. Awesome way to get more clarity to Google about where you are, you know, your phone number, etc. So basically what it does is in the code, it calls out the specific, you know, this is the address, this is the phone number, that kind of thing. So it allows you to give more information to Google about what the information on your web page is. All right, number 5 is a video with the city, state, and zip code in the title of the video. So this is on the bet that Google uses its own properties the most, right? So if we're talking about a YouTube video with the city, state, and zip code, it's a strong indication to Google that you're committed to that area and this page is related to that area, and then embedding that YouTube video in that page. And then lastly, number 6, XIF location data. So you can actually tell Google where a particular photo was taken. And in fact, you can make a photo seem like it was taken in a particular geographic area. So if you're trying to rank in Google Maps, if you want to get higher in Google Maps, you can put all of your images through this system. There's a system called GeoImager. That's GeoImgr.com. And actually just tell Google that it was taken in particular areas and give more metadata to those photos. Google then uses that to say, oh, this is relevant to that area. Google's smart. You just have to be a little bit smarter to share with them what they want. All right, so those are the 6 advanced techniques. I strongly suggest that you experiment with these, that you have fun, that you get higher on Google Maps, because that is where a lot of action is. Hey, just use your own experience. Do you use that area when you're looking for a service provider? If you do, don't be a hypocrite. Go rank there. All right, thank you guys so much. It's Tim Brown, and it's Hook Agency, hookagency.com. Have a great day. Bye.